There's a moment in Navy SEAL training that has nothing to do with weapons, explosives, or combat. No enemy, no gunfire, just a swimming pool, 9 feet of water, and a candidate whose hands are tied behind his back, whose feet are bound together, and he has just been told to jump in. This is drown proofing. And for many candidates, it's the moment they discover whether they actually have what it takes, not in their muscles, but in their mind. Here's how it works, and why the Navy has decided that this strange, terrifying exercise is one of the best predictors of who can become a SEAL. Drown proofing happens during the first phase of BUDS, Basic Underwater Demolition SEAL Training, the 6-month selection course in Coronado, California, that stands between a candidate and the SEAL teams. By the time trainees reach the pool, they have already been running on soft sand, carrying boats overhead, and sitting in the cold Pacific surf until their bodies shake. But drown proofing is different from all of that. It is not about endurance. It is about something harder to train, staying calm while your body screams at you to panic. The setup is simple. The candidate's wrists are tied behind their back, their ankles are bound, and then, fully restrained, they enter water deep enough that standing is impossible. What follows is a sequence of tasks, each one designed to be manageable, but only for a mind that refuses to spiral. First, the bob. The candidate sinks to the bottom of the pool, pushes off gently with bound feet, rises to the surface, takes one breath, and sinks again. Down, up, breathe. Down, up, breathe. Over and over. Done calmly, it's almost meditative, a slow rhythm of sink and rise. Done in panic, it falls apart instantly. A panicking body burns oxygen, thrashes, mistimes the breath, swallows water. The exercise punishes fear and rewards stillness with total precision. Then comes floating, resting face down on the surface, lifting the head only to breathe. Then swimming, 100 meters, no arms, no legs kicking freely, moving like a dolphin with an undulating motion of the whole body. Then more bobbing, then retrieving a face mask from the bottom of the pool, using only their teeth. Every task shares the same hidden design. None of them require strength. All of them require a person to override the deepest alarm system the human body has. Because here's what's actually being tested. When a human being is underwater and restrained, the brain triggers a cascade of survival responses, an urgent chemical scream to fight, thrash, and claw toward air. That response is ancient and powerful. It has kept our species alive for hundreds of thousands of years. And in this pool, it is precisely the thing that will make a candidate fail. The trainee who obeys their panic ends up exhausted, coughing, and pulled from the water by instructors. The trainee who can feel the panic rise, feel it fully, and simply decline to act on it, discovers that the tasks themselves are almost easy. That's the entire point. The Navy isn't teaching people to swim with their hands tied. It's identifying the rare person who can stay functional inside fear. Think about what a SEAL's actual job involves. Locking out of a submarine into black, freezing ocean at night. Diving beneath ship hulls with closed-circuit rebreathers, where a panic descent can be fatal. Operating underwater when equipment fails, when a mask floods, when a teammate is in trouble. In every one of those situations, the deadliest threat isn't the water. It's the operator's own alarm system. A frogman who panics doesn't just endanger himself, he endangers the entire team. So the Navy builds its filter around exactly that trait, and it builds it early in a controlled pool with safety divers watching every candidate. There is a phrase instructors use that has migrated from the teams into popular culture. Slow is smooth and smooth is fast. Drown proofing is that philosophy made physical. Rush and you fail. Fight the water and you fail. Relax inside a situation your body is certain should be fatal, and you pass. The technique itself, interestingly, wasn't invented for commandos. Survival flotation methods, treating the water as something to rest in rather than fight against, were developed and popularized for ordinary swimmers, most famously by swimming coach Fred Lanoux at Georgia Tech in the mid-20th century, who taught that almost anyone could survive extended time in deep water by staying calm, sinking, and rising in a controlled rhythm. His insight was radical for its time. Drowning is usually a panic problem before it's a swimming problem. The military took that insight and turned it into a selection tool, then raised the stakes by adding the restraints. And the numbers around Bud S tell you how effective the overall filter is. Attrition across the course commonly runs somewhere around 3/4 of each class. The majority of candidates who begin never finish. What's telling is when most of them quit. It's overwhelmingly not during a specific evolution like drown-proofing. It's in the quiet moments between them when a candidate starts negotiating with themselves. The pool doesn't usually eliminate people by physically defeating them. It eliminates them by showing them with total honesty what the next 6 months are going to ask of their mind. The candidates who make it through describe something almost paradoxical. The water stops being the enemy. Bound and sinking becomes just another environment to operate in. That mental shift, Fitgefa, from fighting a situation to working inside it, is arguably the single most transferable skill in all of special operations. It's the same shift required under fire, in a failed parachute sequence, in a mission gone sideways. The pool is just where it gets taught first and cheapest. So when you see footage of SEAL candidates bobbing in that Coronado pool, hands behind their backs, remember what you're actually watching. It isn't a swimming lesson. It isn't hazing. It is the United States Navy asking one question, the only question that ultimately matters for the job, when every instinct you have is screaming, who's in charge, you or the panic? The ones who can answer that question in 9 feet of pool water are the ones who get to answer it everywhere else.